What's good, everybody? Welcome back. You know what it is, man. It's time for Heart of the City, where we go into all New York City, New Jersey area sports, tri-state area. That's what we cover over here. So y'all tap in, y'all hit that like button, y'all hit that subscribe button. I'm your host, Unpopular Opinion Sports, with my host, Big Pat Sports Talk, man. And we are the dynamic dude, man, giving you Heart of the City tonight. Lots to talk about. It is a lot going on in New York. Giants, they got problems. Yankees, Mets, they got problems. And the Knicks, they might have a problem on their hands too. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it, man. But before I do, man, what's good with you, Pat, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, man. Ready to get into Heart of the City. Talk about these Yankees, Mets, New York teams, man. Got a lot of things going right now in the city. So what better show to be on in Heart of the City, man, with your boys, Big Pat. Filling in for Coach Ed, man. Get well, Coach Ed. But you know I got your back. And the host of the show, Mr. Unpopular Opinion himself, NYG22. Ready to talk some sports, man. New York sports, man. This is where it's at, man. Heart of the City. Like and subscribe. The ABSN is on the rise. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. Let's get it, man. Let's hit that intro. Let's go.
All right. Heart of the City. Let's get into it.
Ricey K, the Raisin Man.
All right, man. We are back. We are back, man. As I mentioned, lots to get into, lots to talk about here tonight. Tapping into the chat. What is good, everybody, man? Appreciate y'all's support. Daniel Berry Sports, what's good, man? Appreciate you, man. Thanks for tapping in. All right. Check it out, man. We're going to hit the blocks a little bit before we get into the heart of the show. So going to go around the city here. Again, make sure y'all like, make sure you comment. This is a discussion, so we want to hear from you too. All right. Let's go around the city, man.
I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Said I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Yeah, I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Yeah, I want the power, the love and respect first.
All right, man. Check it out. So We got the New York Yankees, man. Let's start off with the Yankees. And
New York Yankees.
so, Yankees with a comeback win in the bottom of the ninth. Down 4-3. They went 5-4 on a Caballero single to center. Grissom scored, Wells scored at the plate. It was a close one, y'all. It was a close one at the plate there. But he was called safe, and they upheld the call, and the Yankees get a hard-fought win, man. The Angels came in and gave the Yankees some problems this series here, but the Yankees get the dub here. Judge homered tonight. Grissom got a hit, RBI, a couple RBIs. So yeah, Yankees pull it out. Now go to 10-8, 4-4 at home, and we gonna get more into the Yankees a little bit later, because it has not been all peaches and cream for the Yankees as of late. But all right, let's go to the Mets.
New York Mets.
All right, so the Mets taking on the Dodgers a little bit later on tonight. The Mets have lost 7 in a row, and it ain't looking good for them tonight. Shohei Ohtani is on the mound for the Dodgers. Good luck. Mets do got Clay Holmes, who has been pitching well, 2-1 with a 1.5 ERA. So Mets bats got to get going tonight. We'll bring Mets in a little bit later, tap in hopefully, and get more into the Mets here. But nevertheless, let's check out what's going on with the Knicks.
New York Knicks.
All right, so the Knicks taking on the Atlanta Hawks in the first round of the Eastern Conference. And the Knicks did win this series 2-1, but the Hawks are a team that has been hot, and there's a lot of pressure on the Knicks. As you see the headline there, Knicks face the most pressure to make the NBA Finals. That's what some people are saying. A lot of pressure on the Knicks here, and they're going to have their hands full with the Atlanta Hawks, but this is a series that they should win. They are expected to win, and they are favored to win. As you see there, almost a 70% chance in game one. But yeah, so we shall see with the Knicks, man, and what they could do here in these playoffs. We'll get more into that a little bit later. Don't want to spoil the fun. But let's go to the Nets.
Brooklyn Nets.
All right, this is all the Nets been talking about the whole year, and this tankathon, tank. And they finished it out, losing 3 in a row to finish 20-62. The Nets now have the third best odds to secure a top 5 pick. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to be giving you guys more previews here on Unpopular Opinion Sports for possible prospects here with the Nets. But we'll see how the lottery turns out first. I think that's in May next month. But all right, let's go to the Giants.
New York Giants.
All right, this is where we at with the Giants. You know, the good feelings have worn off already. We haven't even got to the draft yet, and it's already all hell's and broke loose in New York. Dexter Lawrence, Giants apparently at an impasse in a high stakes contract talks. Despite GM Joe Shane's, and this is by Patricia Traynor. Shout out to Patricia Traynor. Love her work. Despite GM Joe Shane's public optimism, reports of a total deadlock and active trade calls have made Lawrence's future with the Giants uncertain. So, yeah, things are getting sticky over there with the Giants. And we definitely got to get more into this. You already know what it is. So, but let's go over to the other side and check out the Jets.
New York Jets.
All right. The Jets, sitting at 2, are thinking about, trading up from 16. So the Jets trying to get 2 top 10 picks over there with Aaron Glenn and company. And hey, they need them. They definitely need them because with that Jets team right now, yeah, you got a lot of pressure on you too, because Aaron Glenn, there's not a lot of good faith or not a lot of optimism with Aaron Glenn over there with the Jets, and it's been kind of rough. You know what I'm saying? It's been kind of rough. The Jets 15 years without a playoff appearance. Ugh. All right. Hockey time.
NHL.
Rangers get a 4-2 win over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Rangers ain't going nowhere, man. They ain't making the playoffs, man. But it's been a lot of turmoil with the Rangers too. So it's look, I'm not as tapped into hockey as I am the other sports, but I do follow my Rangers, man, and they just made a coaching change. So, and this is what you got. So, I mean, it's one of those things, man. In New York, we talk about it with all these teams, coaching and culture. But let's go to the Islanders. All right. Islanders here. Finish out the season. And they were in prime position for a playoff spot, but ended up being knocked out. As you see there, 3 losses in a row to end the regular season. And look, man, they did finish 43, 34, and 5 with a winning record, but 6th in the division. And that is not going to cut it. They have been eliminated. The Devils, of course, they were cheeks this year too. 42, 37, and 3. They ain't getting in. And we ain't seeing no playoff hockey. So that's that. And that's all I got for Around the City. Back.
I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Said I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Yeah, I want the power, but I want the love and respect first. Yeah, I want the power, the love and respect first.
All right, man. So let's talk about this this Dexter Lawrence situation here. I'm gonna bring that up because this is the buzz right now. You know, that and the Knicks, of course. And hey, I'm gonna put it to you like this, in my unpopular opinion. What Joe Shane said, Dexter Lawrence being under contract for 2 years, and them not gonna move him for, you know, peanuts, pretty much, should let you know that this is probably gonna drag out for a while. I don't see him getting moved at the draft because who's going to trade for him? Who's going to give the Giants a first round pick? Because I know that's what they want. Will Buffalo do it? Will Green Bay, Tampa Bay? I don't know. But then you got to pay him. Then you got to, you know, there's other questions. So from Dexter Lawrence's standpoint, I get it. You want more bread. You want to get paid in that upper echelon because you have been one of the upper echelon defensive tackles in the NFL. It's just unfortunate of the timing. And the Giants have all the leverage here because they don't have to do anything. Now, we're going to see how strong John Harbaugh is and how much he backs up Joe Shane and these decisions that they make and how they approach this situation here. Reportedly, Dexter Lawrence was upwards of $30 million per year per AAV. I think Chris Jones is making 31, so that would put him second. Does he deserve that? Is he the second best defensive tackle in the NFL? I think he's up there personally, but some people may question it. So the Giants are playing hardball here. Hardball, playing hardball with Dexter Lawrence. And I would say this. They go draft a kid, Lee Hunter or somebody like that. Sign DJ Reader. You know, you got Alexander. You maybe bring in some back-end competition. You got the Roy Robert Harrison dude. They can play hardball with Dexter Lawrence. And drag this thing out. Now, if you Dexter Lawrence, are you willing to miss games? Or are you willing to go there? You know what I'm saying? And as far as sitting out, you know, a lot of people easy to sit out training camps, but are you willing to miss games if this thing drags out and you don't get your wish? And if you're the Giants, are you trading them? Will you trading them? You're not sending them in the NFC, I wouldn't think. So, shit, he might go to, you might get sent to Cleveland, Dexter Lawrence, or Arizona. I mean, is it worth that when the New York Giants are supposed to be building a contender, and everybody has good feelings about the coach and the direction that they're going. So that's why this thing is weird to me. From Dexter's standpoint, because it's like, what does he want? I mean, I know he wants more money, but like, apparently this dude really wants to get traded. Is what it sounds like. But appreciate you, Pat. Thanks for the $2 super chat. But what you feel about the situation, bro?
Shout out to the ABSN for getting monetized. A lot of hard work going into this, man, on the ABSN. So, show a little love. But as far as the whole Dexter Lawrence situation, I think it's a little weird on both sides. Dexter Lawrence has to look at himself in the mirror and know that, hey, you signed the contract a year early. And everybody knows it because you could have went into your last year. Nobody was pressuring you to sign anything. They didn't say, if you don't sign this, we're going to trade you. Because if so, you could have said, okay, trade me, and I'm going to get what I deserve on the market. But you signed a contract that was team friendly because you were, all in with the Giants, which is cool. But now don't do this and you still have 2 years left on your contract. Especially after a year where, quote unquote, you had a down year. I don't really think everybody's made a way bigger deal than what it was. He was coming off injury, just had a baby, and he was working through it. But now you want to do this when they get you a brand new coach. They switch everything over. They got the people out the building who everyone believed was holding the team back, and Dable and those guys. So now they were pretty much doing everything that you were wanting them to do. And then all of a sudden, I want more money because all the defensive tackles are getting paid. And once again, you might be selling yourself short again, because if you come out and ball this season, $30 million, that's not going to be enough. You're going to have to get this man around 33, 34, 35 million, because he's going to show that he's the best defensive tackle in the league by far again. And now we're going to have to pay you that way. And then it's going to be in a year where the Giants have almost $100 million in cap room, even with the people that they've signed. So if I was Dexter Lawrence, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm only 22.5 this year. I signed the contract. I have 1 year left. Yeah, I don't have any guaranteed money on my deal, but I would literally bet on myself. And this is not for the Giants. This is actually, I'm talking to Dexter Lawrence. Forget the Giants at this point. Play this 1 year out, go into your next year with only 1 year left on your deal. And then the franchise tag is going to be well over 30 million again. So if they franchise tag it, that's 30 million guaranteed. Okay. They franchise you again, then it's going to be closer to $45 million guaranteed. You get your Kirk Cousins on. You see what I'm saying? And then they got a coach in the building who you can believe that you can win with. So if they win games next year and you balling out, oh my goodness. Can we say 35, 36 million? You see what I'm saying? So it's just weird on both parts. I think this is really, if you want my real honest opinion, I just think this is a story that the NFL needs right now to garner interest in the NFL. It's a story that needs to be put out so everybody can be like, yo, this is what we concentrating on, the Diana Rossini, all that. This is the other side of the story. Premier player wanting to trade. Everybody's talking about it. It's all on the news. It's all on ESPN. It's all on Fox Sports. It's on ABSN. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it is what it is, So I think this is a story to garner. And I think now I'm going to do a little bit of deep digging, but I think Dexter Lawrence agent is a monster. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying in a bad way. I think this dude, Dexter Lawrence, said he want to get his money. And he was like, okay, this is what I'm going to have to do in order to try to pressure the Giants to get your money. You may be traded. So I don't I don't understand because the way it was negotiations were going. They didn't get the deal done in the time limit that they wanted to get it done. And Joe Shane's like, okay, we probably going to table this until after the season, and we'll probably make you one of the highest paid tackles. Dexter Lawrence is like, no, I want my money now, because he might feel a little slighted, a little embarrassed that he's making only $22 million, and the top defensive tackles are making close to $30 million. And it's like, what's going on? Iman, thank you, man, for the super chat, man. $4.99 super chat, man. ABSN on the rise. Let's go.
Thank you, man. Says he couldn't write anything in the super chat.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that then, but I just think that Dexter Lawrence, don't overplay your hand, because the NFL is dirty. You see what they did to Geno Smith. They sent him to hell with the New York Jets. So you don't want to wind up, like you said, somewhere like, I don't know, the Cardinals or
they sent Beckham to Cleveland.
Yeah, they sent him to Cleveland. Now, if he goes to Cleveland, it might be an absolute problem. Him and Myles Garrett on the same team. Now that's a problem. Then they got Mason Graham.
Yeah.
Woo! But, and just to go to the fan base, I'm glad Iman put this in here. Why is this fan base judging a nose tackle off sacks? That's how ignorant this fan base is. You know how rare that is for a defensive tackle to almost get double-digit sacks? A nose tackle, not a defensive tackle, a nose tackle. There's a difference. A lot of these fans, there ain't no difference between. Yes, it is. Where you're a nose tackle, you don't get many pass rush opportunities. You have to force your pass rush opportunities through at least 2 men. And when you look at pressure rate from the nose tackle position, it's Dexter Lawrence, and then it's
it ain't a lot, is it?
No, it's not, because he plays a position. He plays a position where you don't get pass rush, but guess what? His capabilities allowed Thibodeau to get sacks, allowed Abdul Carter to get sacks, allowed Brian Burns to have his best year. Why do you think Brian Burns came out and said what he said? He knows what time it is. We lose this big monster in the middle that's getting all those double teams, my opportunities are going to come down. So, not to get long-winded, but I just think both sides need to get their heads out their butt. Dexter Lawrence and the Giants. Come to an agreement, get it over with. This dude wants to be paid the $30 million. Guess what? That $30 million is going to be a bargain in 2 years again. So let him play himself again. Okay, we'll give you 28 million, 29 million. And then when somebody next year comes out to get 35 million, you're going to have him for another 4 years before you can say something again. So go ahead. I will give it to him. You're going to go out there and play, and you're going to find out again 3 years later that, oh my goodness, now defensive tackles are making close to 40 million. I'm only at 30 million. Yeah. Stop playing yourself. But that's just my thoughts on it.
Check it out. The Giants are getting ready for this draft. And when you're looking at the draft, you gotta kind of see like what they looking at and where they kind of going with a lot of this, you know. So I like to look at top 30 visits, and that's where we want to go. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to Iman Perry. Says Dex. Oh, Q Burrow brother, what's good with you? Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for tapping in. Iman says Dex should have sat out after his 9-sack season. Well, the Giants do have this thing with these defensive tackles too, where they like to get them good and then let them walk. So they've been doing this for years too. So it's not a surprise to me. But look at who they're looking at. Let's just look at this from a D tackle standpoint, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. But Christian Miller, right? Georgia. And I'm about to pass this over to you, Pat. Lee Hunter, Texas Tech, right? Chris McLean. Not sure where he's at, but those are some of the guys they're looking at from a defensive tackle standpoint. Now, they bringing in DJ Reader as well. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta the draft, right, is gonna play key in a lot of this, whether they trade him or not during the draft. And if they don't trade him during the draft, then guess what? I think he's probably playing for the New York Giants in 2026, at least to start the season. Because yeah, they're gonna want one of these. They're gonna want one of these cats. Now, Pat, where do you got some of these guys rated as far as where they could potentially be picked in this draft? Christian Miller, McLean, and Lee Hunter.
So
this is just as of now. Yeah.
So the one that gets my antennas up is Lee Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that's saying, hey, that's the contingency plan if we have to trade Dexter Lawrence. Because Lee Hunter is built in the same mold as a Dexter Lawrence as far as being a pure nose tackle. So he can go as high as the bottom of the first round or high second round. I believe he will be there for us in the second round. So let's say we trade Dexter Lawrence and some miracle we get a first rounder this year or a second rounder this year and the first round of the next year. That will be the guy that I know one of the guys that I know they would target within the first 2 picks. Or first 3 picks.
So you think he's a first rounder?
I think for certain teams, yes, he's back end of the first round. He is a talent, and he's a heck of a talent. For us, I think if you do trade Dexter Lawrence, you got to go by how Joe Shane has drafted. When he loses something, he usually tries to get it early in the very next draft. Like Xavier McKinney, there's Tyler Newton. You know what I'm saying? You know, you lose a guard, you lose a tackle, you go get Evan Neal top 5 or top 7. So usually he tries to replace something very quick in the draft when he loses it. So that's the guy that my antennas is up. Is like, oh, okay, this might be real. Then,
and I think I'm just thinking about what you just said, and I'm just thinking about what did they lose this offseason. The main thing was Wan'Dale Robinson. So you're looking up there at the top of that list, you see Casey Concepcion and Makai Lemon. That's something to think about too.
You gotta look at patterns, and like I said, you've been saying that for a long time. You gotta look at people's patterns, bro. You gotta study the man, and the way Joe Shane drafts is he tries to replace what he loses. It's just a fact. So if we get a KC Concepcion in the second round, guess what? He's going to be playing that Wan'Dale.
They are looking at a lot of wide receivers too. Bring that list back up.
Okay.
Full screen. Look at who they're looking at here. You know what I'm saying? You talking about we talked about KC Concepcion, Makai Lemon, right? Some say Jeremiah Love is a de facto wide receiver. Ted Hurst, Carnell Tate, Malik Benson.
I like that one.
You know what I'm saying? So they are looking at a lot of receivers / weapons here. When you think about it, and there's other guys too. They got the local list here.
Trevor Pinion,
running backs.
Another slot guy, Trevor Pinion. Hey.
Yeah. So that's something to keep your eye on there with the Giants. But let's get to the Jets. Let's talk a little bit about these Jets. And we did mention about this in around the city. So we're going to dive into this a little bit more here with the Jets. It says multiple teams, and we could tie this into the Giants too, actually, because could there be a Giants-Jets move draft day? That is something that we talk about here on Heart of the City. You ain't gonna hear this in no mainstream media. But NFL draft, you know what I mean, and the Jets have those two top 16 picks. Two top 16 picks. Let me pull up the NFL draft order here for you guys so we can look at it in full here. I don't want that one. Let's see. All right, yeah, this one to do. All right, so we can see here the Jets at 2, and then here again at 16. So I'm trying to figure something out, man. Like, what would the Jets be trying to get back into the top 10 to get, and what team could they trade with? You see what I mean? So, like, if you're the Giants, are you trying to go all the way down to 16? If you're the Chiefs, you trying to trade out. You know what I mean? If you're the Commanders, the Browns, maybe the Saints. And reports are that the Cowboys are trying to trade in to the top 5 to get ahead of the Giants. They love trolling the Giants. The Cowboys and Eagles love trolling the Giants, especially during draft day. And it would not surprise me if they work something out with old snake-ass Brian Dable and the Tennessee Titans, and they jump up and draft Jeremiah Love. That seems like a Cowboys move to me. You know what I mean? That seems like a Cowboys move to me. I mean, they got Javonte Williams, but Jeremiah Love would really make a difference.
Oh, my God. Did you have Jeremiah Love with Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Turpin, Dak, that offensive line? Woo!
Yeah.
But they may be trying to get a Sonny Styles, too, because they need linebackers, most definitely. Or if they see like Bailey to add to those 2 defensive tackles and Rashawn Gary.
But I don't think the Giants want Sonny Styles. And I think
give me a reason why. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but give me a reason why you believe that. Give the fans a reason why you believe that.
Well, we were just looking at that top 30 list, right? You know what I mean? And they are looking at some linebackers. They're now, I'm sure they'll bring in Sonny Styles for a visit. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. He hasn't came in yet, and some of the guys they're targeting has been kind of in the middle to low rounds. You know what I mean? As far as from the linebacker standpoint is concerned, Arvell Reed, or it could be this. Maybe they're just trying to hide it, like they're not interested. Because I don't know, man. I don't know. The Giants don't take linebackers in the first round. Lost their edge rushers. So I'm just like, I gotta see it to believe it. And look, it's not me saying I don't want Sonny Styles. That's who I want them to pick. I just don't. And it's always like that. Whoever I want them to, they don't never pick that person. So it's like I don't feel like they're gonna pick him, even if he's there. Some just telling me they want to get out that pick. I think that's what they really want. And reports are that they may have some options to get out that pick. So let's go back to the Jets. Would we see a Giants-Jets type of move? Would the Giants be willing to go all the way down? Say the Jets gave you 16. Where's the Jets picks? 16. I'm going to go to 1644. And I think they got another one. Hold on. So the Jets got 44 and 33. So what if they gave you 16 and 33?
But
That's
you
damn
going
it.
up top 5 from 16. They're probably gonna have to add another pick next year too. Maybe a third or a fourth.
Yeah. So yeah, say they give you a third next year. They give you 16 and they give you 33. Y'all doing that deal? And the Giants will go all the way down to 16. But you could get some of the players that they targeting. You know, you could get a maybe a McCollum in there. Maybe you could get they looking at Caleb Lemieux. They looking at Spencer Fano. You know what I mean? Maybe the D tackles there. You know what I mean? Miller or Lee Hunter or whoever. So that's what I mean with is that something that either team would entertain? Now the Jets, should the Jets get 2 and 5?
Man,
Woo!
that would be deadly.
Woo! Jets fans, would y'all do that? Giants fans, would y'all do that? Here's the trade. Right here on Unpopular Opinion Sports, the Aboriginal Sports Network. Y'all hit that like button. Here's the trade. Giants-Jets trade. Draft day trade. Blockbuster deal. New York Jets trade back into the top 5. The Giants give up 5. The Jets give up 16 and 33 and a third next year. What y'all think?
So that means you got 16, 33, and 37. And they're probably going to have to give up something else too, because you're jumping up into the top 5 from 16. Yeah, coach just said it. Yeah, they're probably going to have to give up. Let's do this. They give up 33 first this year. They may have to give up a first next year because you're jumping up so many spots. And then you go into the top 5 and you coming from out of the top 10. They're probably going to have to give up one of those first round picks next year, too. And don't they got 2 second round picks this year, too?
Let's see. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. Let me see something. Let me see if I can do something. All right, so I'm gonna pull up the PFSN draft chart thing here. So if the Giants gave 5, Jets 16. So I need that draft value.
Yeah,
chart.
pull up the draft value chart.
Draft.
Because that one, they said it was giving up 16 and the Giants would have took it with nothing else behind it.
Yeah.
Crazy as all.
All right. Here we go.
So the 16th pick is worth 1,000. So that Giants pick is worth 1,700.
So the Jets would give up 16, and then 33 is worth 580. So that's
so they still need another 120.
So say they give up. Say they give you a third. What's the third rounder? They don't have a third rounder. That's the problem.
Yep, they don't have a third rounder.
So
a third rounder where they're picking at is worth 260. So say if they give up their third rounder next year.
That would do it. Yeah. That would do it.
That would do it, but then you gotta play hardball, bro. It's not just gonna be based. They gotta give you that 16, that second pick, and I'm telling you, you're probably gonna force them to give you a third.
They're gonna want 44. That's what they're gonna want. Because look, okay, so if it just give you 33 and 44,
we're winning in that situation.
Yeah. You
by
see what I'm
200
saying?
points. We're winning in that situation. So 16, 33, and 44. Would you do it? That's the question.
Hell yeah.
Because if you go down to 16, you're gonna get one of those guards that you covered. You're gonna get one of them.
Yeah, I'm doing that, bro. Absolutely.
Q Burrow says no. Why no on that? Now you got 3 of the man. Let me go back there. So now you got 33. Hold on.
Coach. This is the one Coach sent me. So it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
But you could see it a little better, maybe. Or maybe not. So hold on. All right, I'll go back to the other one. It just had a lot of ads on it. Let me see. All right.
So you would get 16. You would drop the 16. You would get 33, 37, and 44. So in the first half of the second round, you got 3 of those picks in the first half of the second round. I don't know, Q Burrow.
You can do a lot of damage with that.
You ain't lying, because you can trade back. You can trade, get more picks.
And if 16, if you can get one of them guards at 16, I think you good, bro. You could take a wide receiver in the second round.
And you could take tackle a corner, and a linebacker.
And a
or
linebacker.
A corner. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts, bro. And then they probably still going to have to give you a lower pick next year.
And you still got your 2 4th rounders.
Yep.
So
I don't know.
Iman says if Styles is there, he would do it.
If Styles ain't there, he would do it. That's a lot of draft capital.
Ain't there, he would do it.
That's a lot of draft capital, folks. I don't know, man. This is a great discussion right here, bro.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of draft capital, bro. 3 second-round picks in the top half of the second round. So you getting the creme de la creme in the second round.
Now, and now if you're the Jets, you're giving up a lot. You're getting 2 top 5 picks.
Yep.
Now,
so maybe you be able to get David Bailey and Avril Reese or Sonny Styles.
But see what I'm saying? What are you doing with that? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing with that? Because again, there ain't no quarterback in this draft. But the good thing for the Jets is they got 3 first-round picks next year.
3. That is crazy work.
So, say they go up there and they get Arvell Reese and Carnell Tate. Or they get, say they get one of say they get Sonny Styles. Say they go edge and linebacker, like you said. And then next year, but see, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it makes sense for the Jets. For this year, I mean, they gotta really love them 2 linebackers, bro.
Facts.
Giving up a lot of draft capital. Makes a ton of sense for the Giants, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think we winning in that situation.
I don't think it. I don't do. If I'm the Jets GM, I think that gets me fired.
Because man, the Giants making out like a fat rat in that situation. I ain't gonna lie. If Shane pulls that off, yo, look. Get my guard at 16, whichever the best one is available there. I get it, Q, bro. Edmonds and Styles, that's what I want too. But if you can still have a decent first round pick to where you can get the top guard in the draft, and you got 3 of the top 15 picks in the second round, that's kind of vicious, bro.
Yeah.
That's kind of vicious.
Yeah. The Jets will have to really love Carnell Tate.
Man, what? But Carnell Tate and that boy Wilson over there, that's a very good that's a very good position to put your new quarterback
Geno
in.
Smith. And
but
you ain't got
your new quarterback.
You ain't got no other picks into the 4th round. When you
I don't know,
man. That's wild crazy. All right. Let's get into the Knicks, man. Let's go to the basketball, man. We got to talk about these Knickerbockers, man, because they got a big playoff game coming up. And look, man, this is a lot of pressure on the Knicks, man. The Knicks are favorite, 5.5. Of course, you got the Jalen matchup. Johnson and Brunson, got Cat Towns, you got Mikal Bridges and the whole squad for the Knicks, man. But look, man, this is a big matchup here for the Knicks because you cannot go out in the first round to the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, like, nah, bro. Nah, son. Nah, man. But you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're the Knicks, to me. Looking at this matchup, I'm thinking, man, the Knicks definitely have to, they got to play defense, bro. And they got to be physical. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing, man. Are the Knicks tough enough? Is this coaching right? Is Mike Brown the right dude to lead this team? It's questionable to me, bro. Like, it's real dang on questionable, man, when I'm looking at this matchup, man. But the Knicks have shot better during the regular season. Atlanta scores a little bit more points, which is why I was making that point about stopping them and holding them, keeping them in check, man. Because Atlanta, one of those teams, they like to get up the court. Remember back in the day, we did the thing on Mookie Blaylock. You know how pesky he was.
Mm-hmm.
And they had that Stacey Ogman, the Plastic Man, and they was a tough defensive team back then. This Hawks team's a little bit different. This Hawks team's a little bit different. So if you're the Knicks, you gotta get grimy, man. It's the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get grimy, and the one player I'm looking at is Karl Anthony Towns. Here we go. Yep. Here we go. Karl Anthony Towns. Use my
words safely.
Karl Anthony Towns, to me, is the guy that needs to show up and show out in his playoffs. You know what I mean? I mean, coach might say Jalen Brunson or somebody like that, but for me, man, it's It's called Anthony Towns, man. You know what I mean? And Cat Towns, he had a pretty good season. You know what I mean? Let's look at Cat Towns with it. So yeah, you're looking at 20 and 11. Almost 12 boards a game. So again, that rebounding edge should go to the Knicks. What I said, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to rebound the ball and play defense and be physical with that Hawks team. The Hawks, man, when you're looking at their roster, I'm gonna break this down for y'all.
I sure was gonna ask you to look at their roster before I say anything.
Nah, all right. I'm pulling it up right now. You got CJ McCollum, Alexander Walker. Can you see it?
Yeah, I got it.
Alexander Walker, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, and then Okonkwo. You know what I'm saying? You got Kuminga off the bench, Researcher. You know what I mean? So, but again, they don't got no real size out there. This Jalen Johnson is 6'8". Yeah, that's what I thought. And this Okonkwo dude is probably 6'9", 6'10". You see what I'm saying? So, like, that's kind of what you need to do here. Like, I know what type of team the Hawks are. You know what I'm saying? And they are. They're a small team. They're gonna want to run. They're gonna want to shoot threes and play that type of style. Now you got Cat Towns. You got Josh Hart, who I like. You know what I'm saying, as a player. And so you got to beat them up. You know, I showed you before, they had the rebounding edge as far as the Hawks are concerned, because the Knicks are a bigger team, and they should be more physical. Now Jalen Johnson's gonna he's a good player. You know what I'm saying? He is the player that you have to stop. Like, literally, he's the guy. Like, look at their stats. He leads them in everything. Points, rebounds, assists. Like, you stop him.
He leads them in every. That's what I was looking
at. Everything. He leads them in
everything.
You see what I'm saying? So he's the guy. This shouldn't be an issue for the Knicks. Nimar says a sweep. I don't know about a sweep. Maybe a gentleman's sweep. Maybe you beat him in 5. Right. But I that's what I think, man. What you got for us, bro?
All right, like I said, let me choose my words wisely. We are talking New York Knicks, New York basketball. But looking at that roster, man, only thing I'm worried about is Jalen Johnson, and that's what Q Burrow beat me to the punch. Hello, Kitty Cat. That's New York, man. Y'all harsh, bro. Hello, Kitty Cat, but I got you. But Karl Anthony Towns should have a field day in this series. If Jalen Johnson's the man that's guarding you, he's 6'8", because that Okonkwo dude, well, he'll be guarding, but Okonkwo is slight. I've seen Okonkwo, or however you pronounce his name. Karl Anthony Towns should have a go to town in this series. You know, if you're having to win games by Jalen Brunson bringing you back in the fourth quarter in this series, I don't think you have a chance to win a championship. Because if Jalen Brunson has to be the cardiac Nick guard in this series, there's a problem. Because CJ McCollum, cool. I like him as a player, but he's not that good. You know what I'm saying? You can bring back up the roster real quick. Nikhil Alexander Walker. He's a very good defensive player, but he has to guard OG, and OG is going to guard him. Walker should have a great series. He shouldn't be lighting you up this series. Jonathan Kuminga is coming off the bench. Josh Hart not nullifies him, in my opinion. You got Gabe Vincent coming off the bench. That's nothing to fear. Now, I'm not saying they should sweep the Hawks, but it should be no game 7. It really shouldn't even go 6, to be honest with you.
Yeah, now, I'm a gentleman sweep.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the pressure on the Knicks in this series. The Hawks should not have any type chance to beat the Knicks in this series, especially when you got a 7-footer out there against a smaller team who's going to try to play fastball against you. So Bridges, OG, Hart, do your thing. Guard, get those easy buckets, and Karl Anthony Towns should average his double-double at least in this series. If Karl Anthony Towns is not averaging 22 and 10, I'm gonna start looking at Karl Anthony Towns a little sideways now too. You know, I already question his toughness when he comes against teams like the Celtics and things, because the Celtics have size, so they're gonna have a problem with the Celtics. They are, and the Detroit Pistons for some reason are just bullies. Like the Pistons are some dogs out there. So I might be corrected from what I said early in the season, where I said the Knicks shouldn't have to worry about them. No, you got to worry about the Pistons, man. Especially Kate Cunningham coming back off injury. He had a collapsed lung or something like that, and he's back. But as far as this series, not to get off subject, they should at least 4-1, 4-2 at the least in this series. It's a total mismatch. It is. So that's what I got to say about this series here, bro. Karl Anthony Towns got to show up, bro. If they go 7 or they look like the Hawks is like giving them a run for their money, shame on the Knicks, man.
Look, all you got to do, bro, you got, like I said, you got one guy to worry about. You got 3 very good wing defenders. You got OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart. So you send your wings at you send waves of defenders at him. You know what I'm saying? You pick the matchup that's working for you as far as defense. Boom. And now you got to stay home on those other guys as far as 3-point shots are concerned. Now check it out. So you don't have to have Karl Anthony Towns exert a lot of energy on defense. Because that Okonkwo dude isn't.
He's not going to do anything.
He's not going to light you up. You know what I'm saying?
Put Mitchell Robinson on Jalen Johnson and let Mitchell Robinson take that. Man, I forgot about Mitchell Robinson. He should get mad boards this series.
Yeah. So again, you know what I mean? And then Jalen Brunson, you're going to want to, on offense, you're going to want to make sure that him and Cat Towns, they can play that 2-man game in this series. They can. Because, again, they don't have the size to match up. And if they want to double down on Cat Towns, then okay, you got shooters out there and Bridges and now those guys got to knock them shots down. If they out there cold, ice cold, then the Hawks can double Karl Anthony Towns and switch out. And if the guys ain't hitting their shots, then then you know what I mean. So the Knicks, again, that 48% that they shoot, the Hawks are a good shooting team too, but it's based off that one player. So if you can check him, if you got somebody that can check him without doubling him, then you should win this series, no problem.
Facts. And Karl Anthony Towns shouldn't be picking up no stupid fouls on Okonkwo or Guan. Man, let me get this man's name right, man. That's so disrespectful. Okonkwo.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be picking up no dumb fouls or being foul trouble in this series, bro. Like, this should be a series where it's like the Knicks just breeze through it, bro.
Okay. All right. So, but that's that. I'm gonna get we're gonna go to baseball here.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring your boy in. But so getting to the Mets. Speaking of the Mets, down already to the Dodgers, 2-0. This team has lost 7 in a row. And
I should have known this would happen. Hey, MIG.
What's good, bro?
Nothing. I mean, I've been saying I said once Alonso, Nimmo, McNeil, and Diaz were gone, this was more harm than good. I'm betting that when the season's over and Stearns gets fired, and I'm hoping he gets fired, he will say, I made every sacrifice to make this team better, and no one's grateful. No, Stearns, you made a sacrifice out of this damn team. You're the one who keeps cutting costs, taking away the semblance of fun this team is supposed to have, broke the core until it was destroyed, and now in defiance, this team is tanking, giving you and Mendoza the middle finger, telling you want to take away our core, then fine, we're going to screw you.
Are they tanking?
That's how it's looking to me.
Oh my God. Why would...
It's basic rebellion. You take away the best pieces for the team has had in years because you're a skinflint piece of ass, egocentric garbage hole who has a small market mindset in a large market team.
Calm down. This is heart of the city. But again, let's breathe.
Small market ball mindset in large market cities are oil and water. Don't effing mix.
But the Mets have been operating like one of these big market teams. You went out, you made all these acquisitions, and look, you don't have Soto. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy right there. That's the guy you gave how many million? Because I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want you correcting me. How many $1 million did you give Juan Soto?
800 or so.
$800 million. So, again, he's not out there. You are 7-11.
12.
You know what I mean? And well, here it says 7-11. Is that not correct?
Well, it's gonna be 12 after tonight. There's been no plate discipline. There's been no pitch command. This team is basically telling me Mendoza's being an incompetent narcissist, believing, let's get to the good. We're in a rut patch. No, we've been in a damn rut patch since last June because of you piece of garbage.
Well, how about these hitters start hitting? Francisco Lindor, 192. You got Robert Jr., he's 255. What's this? Is it Beatty?
Yes.
214. Bichette, 224. Alvarez, 277. You don't even have a 300 hitter on right now. This dude, 188. Melendez, they not hitting, bro. They not hitting the ball.
Well, that's because there's no plate discipline. This new hitting coach has no understanding of the concept.
These are major league hitters. They need to exert plate discipline. Now, again, I personally think that Juan Soto in his lineup should help, but he's not there. So, again, I understand that the hitting is bad right now because the pitching has been keeping you in games. They gave up 2 runs to the Dodgers last night, gave up 2 runs. Right now, they only hold them to 2 runs. The Dodgers are a big hitting lineup. We know that.
And don't get me started on the fact we held them to 4 on Monday.
So again, the pitching hasn't been bad.
It's just when he gambles with dumb decisions.
You got to take that to account. And I do believe Juan Soto needs to be out there because 800 million, like you said, they wanted them to get him from the Yankees, get him from the Dodgers. They want to play big market ball.
And they're only going to do that if someone puts the gun to their heads and tells them, stop with the tunnel vision swinging.
Well,
if that's someone who has to put the gun to their heads is me, I'll do it to help the consequences.
Nah, we don't want you doing that. You know what I'm saying? And we don't promote violence at all. But Neymar says fire Mendoza. So there's a lot of heat on this manager, Carlos Mendoza. And I've been hearing it on the airways as well.
You should have even heard me on Saturday on the Diamond. Trust me, I was not kind. to him or Stearns. Heck, even the title card wasn't kind.
Right. And look, there's some blame to go around with the manager. I get it. I feel like that about Boone. You know, Aaron Boone, when you're talking about the Yankees.
And Brian Cashman and Hal Stoudemire, right?
You know, yeah. Because look, shout out to Dangerous.
Hey, shout out to Miss Dangerous, man. Thank you for support,
you guys
man.
won 2 of your
That's
last
my own girl. Thank you.
Appreciate you. What you say, Mets?
At least you guys have won 2 of your last 3.
Well, but look, check it out. They had lost 5 in a row at one point. You know what I'm saying? They have come back to earth. But look, here's the thing. You talking about managerial decisions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is my man's Aaron Boone not playing this kid Ben Rice every day? Right now he should be a everyday hitter. Right now, in my opinion. You know, I mean that's just what I think. You know, now today he was out there, but yesterday he wasn't out there. Now he was out there. He went 0 for 4. He's playing first base. I think this guy's actually, if I'm not mistaken, well, now they got him listed at first base, but I think he can play catcher. So I don't know. I you know,
as far as
and you got Jazz Chisholm out there, and the Yankees bats haven't been kind either. But they did wake up a little bit today. But Ben Rice has been the guy. He's averaging over 300 right now at exactly 333. Yeah. But that's the thing about the Yankees. You got a lot of analytical thinking with Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman. And so they thinking about, well, this left-handed bat can't go up against this pitcher, or, you know, statistically this says this. Just put the damn people out there that could hit the damn baseball. That's it. That's it, right? That's what we talking about, right, Mets?
And in Lindor's case, just sit him down. He's not in the right mind space right now. But then again,
but he's the guy that's got to be performing, though. And see, that's the thing. That's whenever I go to the Mets, I'm looking at Soto, Lindor. So those are your guys. Those are your stars.
Would have been more if, once again, Stearns was not an egocentric, cheapskate skinflint.
How is he cheap? That's out of pocket, bro. Where my damn thing at, bro? You out of pocket, bro.
Because other character flaws. He has no loyalty.
DD spent $800 million on Juan Soto. You signed this Bichette dude. What is he doing? How much you give him?
$119 million.
He cheap.
That's
though.
almost a Billy.
He cheap though.
That's almost
Stop
a Billy
saying
on
that
2
shit.
players. That's crazy.
Put it on these players, bro. Because Lindor's the one out there averaging what, 192? What is he doing? 192. There it is. Let's pull it up. Because I keep it a buck over here, bro. I'm not just going to blame just any old body. And yeah, they do got some blame, the managers and the coaches, and damn sure, you know, I'm a call out the owners. But the Mets have been called out for years for being cheap. And they stopped being cheap, and it still ain't working.
Well, but look at the flaws I pointed out towards Stearns. He's emotionless, cutthroat. He has no sense of understanding his fan base. He just has no understanding that baseball is not a business. It's a sport.
It is a business. That's where you're wrong. That's exactly what it is a business. That's exactly what it is. Major League Baseball is a business. And that's not debatable, Mets. It's not. So that man is in the business of making moves, and the Mets have made moves. Before, back in the day, I could say, yeah, they were being cheap because the Yankees were the one plucking all the big name players, and the Mets was just, not really paying a lot of people. But now they've actually started. They gave dude $800 million. So you can't say they being cheap, and he's not out there for you. Now, the managerial stuff, I'm not going to argue with you with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I do think these managers are too analytical, and they overthink the fucking lineups and shit.
Or they have too many, or there's too many of them with a Napoleon complex.
Whatever, yeah. But as far as the guy spending the bread, you throw out, like Pat said, over $1 billion in player salaries. I'm not gonna sit up here and say you being cheap. That's out of pocket. So stop calling that man cheap. Now, if you want to get on Mendoza and his managerial decisions, I ain't gonna argue with you there. But stop calling that man a cheapskate. That is out of pocket. They spend hella bread on this team. Now, you do lose some players. That's gonna happen, Mets. We lost Soto to y'all. How you think I feel? I didn't like that shit. And we replaced it with Cody Bellinger, who, by the way, did not play tonight. So, like,
if you were in my shoes and you find out that your GM basically undervalued your stars,
oh, he did,
like a Nimmo, like Alonso, like a Diaz,
but
traded Nimmo away for Marcus Semien, a guy 3 years older than Nimmo and a good bit past his prime. You fail to pony up another $4 million to keep Edwin Diaz around, and you do not even bother to do negotiations with Alonso. That's where the anger towards this piece of crap comes from me.
You can't keep everybody, man. It's the same thing we say about these Giants fans, man. Like, you cannot keep everybody. Now, you mad about Pete Alonso. That's what Pete Alonso's doing right now. He's averaging 197, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. He ain't lighting it up. He wasn't really light. I mean, he was doing well with the Mets, but again, if that man wanted to go and get more money, if he thought the Baltimore Orioles was going to be greener pastures, like, that's funny in itself. Baltimore don't win shit. The Yankees, the Red Sox, and recently the Blue Jays have owned that division. So he wanted to go over there, let him walk. Can't be mad about that shit. And he ain't doing shit. 197. He's averaging 0.5% points higher than fucking Lindor. So, what are we mad about here?
Everything.
You mad just to be mad, dude.
Mets, I love you, Mets.
I'm just gonna say this: when this season's over, give these two jokers a pink slip and kick them out the door.
All right, man. We tried to bring you back to earth, man. But you on a rocket right now, bro.
No, I'm on a bullet train to the depths of hell right now with this team.
All right.
And I want off.
All right, man. But nevertheless, man, season's still very, very early. So we'll have more of these banters. Appreciate you tapping in, bro.
See you tomorrow night at the draft. Did you get my message about my friend wanting to join us?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
he'll
and-
be calling the Steelers.
Yeah, so we got to get the link out to him. If you want to send that, Pat. If not, I can when I get time.
Gotcha.
I'll transfer it to him over on Discord.
Cool. All right, man. We'll see you tomorrow night, man. Appreciate you.
Like,
All right, man. So try to bring her back to earth. He out there though.
The damn Pets get though. You see his hair?
She's stressing him out, boy.
He said,
Boys
"You
right
gonna
there.
bullet train the hell with this thing."
Boys right there going through it. But yeah, Mets down right now. I believe we top of the third, 2-0 to the Dodgers. Yankees win tonight, 5-4. And that is your baseball wrap up.
My bad, bro.
But yeah. All right, man. Let's get into our coaching segment, bro.
All right, man.
But yeah, so go ahead and cue it up, man. And we're gonna top in this time we're gonna go. Let's go back to the 2-man screen. This time we're gonna go to we're gonna do top 5 rappers. So rap artists. And again, we're going New York, Chicago theme. So we got a list here of New York, Chicago rappers. So y'all gonna want to stay tuned. Y'all gonna see some music flavor here. As we do the battle of the cities, Chi versus NY. So y'all tap in. Can't wait for this, man.
So let me ask this: am I giving my top 5 Chicago rappers, or are we combining them like we did last?
I thought we was gonna combine them, but
I got my combined list, and I tell
you what I'll do. I'm gonna give you a combined list, and then I'm gonna give you a true top 5. But my combined list is on my slides, so I'm gonna give you my combined list, and then I'm gonna give you a true top 5 of NY rappers that I personally is in my group.
Okay, and I'll do the same.
All right, and then you can do your Chicago group. But I did a combined list. I kind of did it with a certain type of feel because it's so many.
It's too many
rappers, especially in New York, and it's like I couldn't really put all of them. I wanted to give Chi some love too. So, and then there's rappers that that I would just like it's just it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because you got controversial people in there and things like that. So, but we're going to get into it, man. Go ahead and cue it up, man. This is Culture segment, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We do this every Wednesday. Heart of the city, man. Let's get it.
All right. Since I went first last time, you want to go first this time?
I'll go first. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Let me see. Let me get my slide ready. Let me get it together. So hold on. Give me 1 second. All right. So, all right, I got you, bro. So, my top 5 combined list, and this is how I did it. I kind of left some notable names off the list. I did that purposefully because I wanted to show some recognition to some other cats. So, top 5 rappers, New York, Chi-Town. Let's go to number. I mean, you know, I am a New Yorker, so don't never mind the bias if you think it is. But all right, top 5. Let's go. Number 5.
Number 5.
All right, I gotta show this brother some love. This is Mr. Twista. I think he holds the Guinness Book of World Records for most syllables spit in a bar, something like that. But this dude is dope, man. That Slow Jams joint he did with Jamie Foxx and Ye. Like Twista has always been one of my favorite rappers. I just never understood how somebody could rap that fast. You know, and I used to rap back in the day, and I never could rap that fast. You know what I'm saying? But he was fast and he spit. But when you listen and you really listen to his music, like you understood what he was saying, and he was spitting bars. Twista definitely, man, had to put the homie up there on the top 5. Like I said, I wanted to show some love to, because there's so many rappers. I just want to show some love to a certain group of guys, some of my favorites. All right, let's hit it, man. Let's go to number 4.
Number 4.
All right, man, we got Lupe Fiasco, man. Look, I always appreciated this brother's music right here. And again, man, you know, when you're talking about the Chi, man, you know, these are the names that come up, you know, the ones that I think of, you know, I go back. So, but yeah, definitely appreciate this brother's music. I was listening to it a little bit earlier, and I was just like, damn, man, I ain't really listened to Lupe in a minute. You know what I'm saying? And I was vibing to it, man. So definitely had to put him up there. Like I said, just showing some brothers some love, man. Let's go to number 3.
Number 3.
All right, now we get into the New Yorkers, man. We talking about my man Mos Def. Yeah, man. Brooklyn. I gotta show my Burrow. Love. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, Mos Def, man, one of the hottest flows, man. One of the to me, one of the best lyricists I've heard. You know what I mean? Just off the strength. Like, word up, man. Mos Def, man. I love that smooth flow type music. You know what I'm saying? And he always brought that. You know, him, cats like Lupe. Like, we gonna get into it though, man. But now we gotta go to the top dogs, man. Number 2, let's go.
Number 2.
Jadakiss. I could easily put Jadakiss number 1 because he is pretty much like, I would say 1, 2, top 3-ish as far as all-time rappers for me. Like, and then the longevity of what Kiss has done And he ain't one of these, like I said, I left a lot of these mainstream cats off the lift. Like, he ain't one of them dudes. He's a hood, you know what, and just bringing the streets. There has never been a verse that wasn't hot that Jadakiss spit on. Like, that is a fact. You can ask anybody. There's not been a verse, as much as music as this man's created, there's not been a verse where he's just been off. Everything is immaculate. Not number one though, because number one is a legend. Got to get this man some love because he's still doing it amazingly. Go ahead, sit it.
Number 1.
Nas is the mainstream rapper that I'm gonna put up here, but not mainstream as in a fact of how we all think of it, because dude been in the shadows for a minute, but still putting out albums, man. I just heard one the other day. I was like, God damn, this mofo is still kicking. Like, this is, to me, you can go back to Rakim, Nas, Jada. I'm just gonna start with them three. Rakim, Nas, Jada. If you're talking about New York, you know what I'm saying? Now, I want to show another cat some love. We getting into the overall top 5 now. I want to show another cat some love too. That's Fabulous, very underrated rapper. And to round out my top 5 is gonna be Big L.
Yeah.
Big L is definitely, like, he would have cracked his list, but I had to put some Shy Cats on there. So and again, to be honest, man, it's not to knock Chicago, but
can't compete. I'm just gonna
I don't know how anybody from Chicago can be over Nas or Jadakiss. That's just my opinion. But now, Most Def, I was just throwing. I was Brooklyn, Brooklyn, but yeah. Go ahead. That's my list.
All right, so we finna go ahead and get into my list.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one.
Great minds think alike. That's all I'm gonna say before I get into my list. But let's go ahead and get into my list here, man. My top 5, Chi-Town and New York combined. And my list, man, I love doing these, man. Shout out to Coach for allowing me to pick up the slack while he's going through what he's going through. But I'm here, man. So this is Coach. I gotta represent. So let's go. Number 5.
Number 5.
My man Twista. Number 5, man. Definitely had to make this list, man. This man has worked with people like R. Kelly, Busta Rhymes, 8 Ball MJG, Do or Die. He had the most famous verse on that Do or Die. Do you want to ride? That's probably his verse that he ever kicked, and that was when he first came out. Another reason why he's number 5, this is exactly how my brother I told you about BG looks. This dude looked just like Twista, bro. Shout out to Belgium, man. You look just like this dude, man. I ain't gonna never let you live that down. But Twista, man, for a dude to rap that fast, you understand what he's saying, and he actually spits some pretty doggone good bars if you actually listen to him, man. But that's number 5, man. Twista, Chi-Town, stand up, man. Let's get to number 4.
Number 4.
Gotta go with B.I.G., man. Number 4.
Yeah.
From New York, man. This list is gonna be heavy in New York. I just gotta admit. When it comes to rap, not too many Chicago cats gonna mess with New York. I mean, really a top 5 list to these rappers from New York is disrespectful. You gotta have like a top 30. Just to be honest with you, there's so many of them dudes out there. But
yeah,
Biggie, even though he had a very short career, man, he was the man. one of the first big cats come out there rapping. All the ladies loved him, man. The man had Little Kim and Faith at the same time. That's worth top 5 alone. So Biggie Smalls at number 4, man. You ain't gotta go through his repertoire, man. Y'all know what time it is with him. Let's get to number 3.
Number 3.
Nas. Nasty Nas, man. Nas is light. One of my favorite albums of all time is Illmatic, and still has one of the best diss records of all time. Destroyed Jay-Z in that ether, man. F Jay-Z. Man, you talking noise? Man, I love that record. And man, Nas has so many records, man. And he's had records with the people of Genuine. Man, you could name all the people that he's been out there with, man. So Nas is number 3 on my list, man. Another guy, enough said. You know his repertoire, man. You don't even have to go into it, man. Number 2.
Number 2.
I can't believe you forgot the GOAT. LL Cool J. Ladies love Cool James.
Yeah.
This man has records on top of records on top of records on top of records. And man, one of my favorite of him is doing it. That video is hilarious. When he was in that dog construction worker outfit, he was dancing with that apple on his mouth, man. That was hilarious, man. But this dude, man, he was doing it back with Kumo D and all those dudes was out, man. This dude is an absolute legend. So enough said, man. Y'all know who LL Cool J is, man. Sorry, Chicago, but New York takes it on this one, man. Let's get to number 1.
Number 1.
And I cannot believe that this man was a number 1 on your list with Rakim. What can you say, man? Rakim has some of the most vicious bars that you can ever think of, man. And he man, like, I ain't no joke, is still one of the top records that you can actually play right now.
Yeah.
So, and you got to think, man, it's cats like this that are in New York. And I think he's the best rapper of all time, and he can still do it. He still look the same since back in the 80s. So that was my actual top 5 of mixed. Now, if you want to go to my top 5 of just Chicago, like NYG says, there's a lot of cats that's out there. But, you know, top 5 of Chicago, man. I did a group.
Yeah.
I did groups with top 5 with Crucial Conflict and Do or Die. Those were my guys back in the day. This is what I was bumping in my Buick Regal back in the day when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? This culture segment is so important, man. Y'all got to tune in and hit that like button, man. Top of the Do or Die.
Yeah.
He knows biology, obviously. Well, Crucial Conflict. Hey, in the man, love those guys, man. Shout out to those two. I had a group, man. So that's number 5. If I actually went to number 4, Great Minds Think Alike, Lupe Fiasco. When he came out with Kick Push, I remember that, man. This dude
That's my
dope,
shit.
Yep, dope lyrics, man. He told a whole story in that Kick Push song.
Nice.
So very nice on the mic, man. All right, so that's number 4. Number 3 will be Common.
Common, yep.
Common Sense. A lot of people,
Definitely.
man, this dude has dope lyrics. And he went a little crazy when he got with Erykah Badu, but who don't go crazy when you get with Erykah Badu? But Common, very, very dope rapper, man. Check him out. If you don't know about Chi-Town's Common. Number 2 has got to be Ye, Kanye West. And as far as lyrically, I think Common beats him, but when it just comes to mastery of music, Kanye West was dope. And those college albums, College Dropout, you know, all those kind of, the one with the bear on there, man, those albums are absolute classics, bro. Absolute classics. And number 1 would have to be Twista. I think Twista paved the way for a lot of Chicago rappers to come out, man. He was one of the first Chicago rappers to go mainstream like that. And I just think he's criminally underrated. I think he's definitely in the top 15 all time as far as lyricists, because he actually to rap that fast, like you said, and understand what that man was saying is pretty doggone impressive, man.
The Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, Guinness Book of World Records, and he still is. I don't think anybody's gonna ever beat that. And a lot of people has copied this dude's style, and he doesn't get the credit he deserves as far as being the lyricist and getting his style took by so many people. Because rapping fast wasn't even cool like that before he did it. So that's my top 5, man, on both sides, man.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely. Like I said, I left a lot of the mainstream. Yeah, Crucial Conflict is my shit. I left a lot of them off on purpose, man. But easily could put. If I was doing a Chicago top 5, I would have did it like that too. I would have had definitely would have had Common and Kanye in there. But I put Twista because of the fact that he, like you said, he was one of those dudes that kind of paved the way, and just his style as far as lyrics is concerned is unmatched. You know what I mean? Show Lupe some love, because you know what I'm saying? That's the type of style I like of, you know what I'm saying? It's like storytelling rap. You know what I mean? Like that flow type shit. Mos Def does it too. You know what I'm saying? Nas does it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah, you know, and Big and some of those other cats, like I said, I threw them off on purpose, but everybody know more than likely any top 5 rap list you're gonna have Biggie, Tupac somewhere in that mix. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like them, love them, or not, you can't underestimate the impact that those dudes had on rap. You know what I mean? So, but that's why I said it wasn't no need to put them in there. But the show, man, I'm on Popular Opinion Sports. I had to show some of these other cats some love, man. Shout out to Twista, Lupe, Mos Def, Kiss. But yeah. I don't have anything for a coach's corner today, but I do want to say this. Shout out to the WNBA, because you know they getting it done right now. I think Aja Wilson just signed a $5 million contract.
Unheard of in women's basketball.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
Yeah. So they are getting that bread now. They just had their draft. You know, I can't honestly tell you all the picks, anything like that, but I do know the WNBA draft was just held. And look, man, you know, college basketball, college football is out of season right now. I will, you know, be keeping my eyes out for any news or notes that I hear about that on that end. But, you know, I can't do a coach's corner like Coach, but the WNBA, I do want to shout them out, man, because they look, let me put it like this. And I talked about this before, you know, shifts in sports and in culture, you know, and what women are doing right now in sports and for sports, you know, you gotta applaud, man, because hey, you giving little girls an opportunity to go out and you know, because I remember growing up in the streets, you know, and it was always that little girl that I want to play with y'all. Can I play? You know, and like now they can go out there and play. You know what I mean? And it's just I like to see it, you know, and it's about time they got paid. People been underpaid, women been underpaid, college athletes been underpaid. People starting to get paid now. So, but we want that to continue, and we want to show our women and our children some love. And that's kind of where, you know, when you talk about NIL and you talk about the WNBA now and its growth, you know, now women and children are getting the opportunity to make it and not just be used, you know, for quote unquote cheap labor. And it's about time. It's about time people, those billionaires, open up their wallets and pay for, you know, pay these athletes, man, for their work, you know, because you know how hard it is to train to be a professional athlete. You have to stay in constant shape. You know what I mean? You have to constantly, you know, keep your mental on point. You know, you got to be in constant communication with your teammates, and so it's a social aspect to it. So there's a lot to being a professional athlete, you know, and that's why I say, you know, just seeing the women actually being able to go out there and negotiate what their worth is in their minds is. It's 2026. This will be saying now. So shout out to the ladies. I definitely appreciate that. And coach says the Sire set the standard in the WNBA. Respect to them. Yeah. So we got respect for the ladies, coach. You know that. So with that being said, man, we're going to call this one an episode. Appreciate y'all tapping in. And we'll be back on the Aboriginal Sports Network tomorrow for another mock draft. It's our final one, man. Live mock draft with the Hardcore Sports Network. Shout out to Mitch, AK and company over there, man. Those dudes have been awesome. So we're going to do one more. And shout out to Coach for putting this all together, man. Love you, bro. Hope you get well, and we want to see you back on the show soon. But tomorrow, man, we're going to hold it down. And we got a live first-round mock, team by team. Content creators will be picking for different teams. So you're going to get trades. You're going to get a lot of action. And, you know, we're going to be right here for it, right here on the ABSN. So y'all stay tuned for that. We're going to come back on Unpopular Opinion Sports with Giants Convo Sunday and back here next week for Heart of the City. Because we getting you ready for this draft, man. We're going to have all 3 rounds right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. So y'all stay tuned, man. We got you covered. But as we always do at the end of the show, Pat, take us out, bro.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to Heart of the City. Shout out to Iman Perry, man. The first super chat for the Aboriginal Sports Network.
I knew it was going to be you, too.
One of our Aboriginals. That's what you are. When you're an original fan, you're an Aboriginal fan of the Aboriginal Sports Network, man. So shout out to Iman Perry.
Aboriginal.
Yep. Appreciate the support. And it's been a long road. It's been a hard road. It ain't been that long, but it's been a hard road to get the network up to what we're doing now. We're doing big things, and we're going to continue to give you guys the heat. But this has been Heart of the City tonight with your host, NYG, Mr. Unpopular Opinion himself, and the fill-in, man, the 6th man off the bench, Big Pat Sports Talk, man. Next week, I think Coach will be back next week, so we're going to get back to the regular scheduled programs, man. But until next week, y'all know what it is, man. Peace.
Peace.